the Army means a good fighter who can stand up against a strong enemy and beat him to the draw. And after a hard week, a soldier welcomes a Sunday.
This morning, I have a GI report I think you'll all be interested in. This is an official statement from the War Department. In the present World War, there are more than 5 times as many men with high school education in our armed forces than were in World War I. This has meant an increase in officer candidates. Official figures tell us in the present war, there are 3 times as many colored officers as in World War I. From a score of different schools, men have earned their commissions and taken their place alongside those who come from any one of the hundreds of ROTC schools and the greatest of all military institutions, West Point.
Mama, the next time you see me, I'll be wearing an officer's uniform, ready to get in there and get this war over with. That's a promise. Your loving son, Robert.
Thank you, Mrs. Bronson. That's a promise millions of Americans have made. Thousands have put it into action. In every camp, men are getting their final workout. At Tuskegee, more pilots are earning their wings. In a short while, these young officers will be full-fledged combat flyers, taking their place at the controls of our fighter planes. Today, high above their native land they fly. Tomorrow, what a surprise the Nazis will get when black, brown, yellow, and white men, all Americans, land on the airfields of Berlin and Tokyo. In the far north, seasoned soldiers are toughening themselves, for they know that in a fight against all that is evil, truth must be ready, ready to strike hard and often. No waiting for weather or temperature. Any weather can be good weather. Any temperature can be right. When men know the meaning of their job and are determined to get it done, come what may. And the men we knew as tailors, printers, bricklayers, cooks, entertainers, carpenters, bellboys, school teachers, farmers, are today soldiers in a modern army. Tankmen, gunners, radio operators, and motor mechanics. Every man schooled in the meaning of teamwork. Every man qualified to replace any of his teammates at any time. Every man ready to do his share. The engineers, the fighting builders, ready to build bridges, highways, railroads, ports, and landing fields. The quartermaster, who moves troops and supplies, who provides food, fuel, and clothing. The men who supply the means of communication, telegraph, telephone, and radio. The cavalry, ready to patrol, scout, and harass. The tank destroyers, ready for swift and decisive action. Hard-hitting anti-aircraft units, ready to knock Zeros and Messerschmitts out of the skies. And the infantrymen, the backbone of the Army.
Load it double, hit that water.
This training has met the acid test of war. Across the Pacific, across the Atlantic, the shadow of defeat hangs over the Axis partners as the Allies liberate town after town. But the job isn't finished. This is only the beginning. To win the final victory over Germany and Japan, our blows must be dealt harder and faster, and with all our strength. There can be no let-up in the flow of supplies. More and more food, equipment, and ammunition must reach our troops in the battle area. More airports, landing fields, docks, bridges, and roads must be built. Our troops must build them through the swamps of the South Pacific, the snows of the far north, over the mountains of India, and across the rivers of Europe. Build them in record time and under enemy fire. Build them right into the heart of Berlin and Tokyo. Robert Brooks, Colin Kelly, Meyer Levine, Dory Miller, soldiers who knew no fear, men who would defend even unto death the land of their birth, soldiers who believed in this great country. To the enemy, our country is something to destroy. Our home, our right to worship God, our little belongings, something to crush, shackle, plunder. Oh God, we thank you for this land which our fathers have helped to build. Grant that we may, with your help, be worthy of this heritage, and in our turn, enrich it for our children, so that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth.